Kumusta ka mo? Hi, it's Viktoria Vox. Guwapa ka guro kung wala ka septum ring ay. First of all, ginpamangkot ka. Second of all, lawas mo ni. And third, do I look like I care about what you think? People are so quick to judge and give unsolicited comments, but how should we really respond to them? Personally, I've learned to brush them off. The end all in my decisions is myself. If I feel confident about my decision, I'll do it. I'll dress up for me. I put on makeup for me. I do what I do for me. Kung may reactions, kung comments sila kay aber. But look, that's just me. Hindi tanan may similar disposition and understandably so. Bao, sa kulturang Pinoy, permita ginaisip kung ano ang ginaisip sang iban o kung ano ang hambalon sang iban na tao. And I admit, even with me, it took time to be this brave and say no and stand up for myself. When my family told me to take off my septum ring just for them and that it didn't look good on me, I considered taking it off. But then I reflected internally. I like my septum ring. I feel good about it. I feel myself with it. It's my style. Brushing it off takes time. It takes practice and well-awareness. But if you tell a person who may be a bit more insecure or takes everyone else's opinions as gospel, they'll probably start questioning their decisions. Isipon gina nila kung mas gwapa sila kung wala sila tattoo o kung nose ring. Because we were trained to do things that are pleasant and acceptable to other people. We were raised to self-edit who we are. Para wala silang balon sa aton. We were raised to fit a mold they made. A mold in which they can control. A mold that fits others' perception of us. To the point that there are so many people that work too hard to upkeep an image for the sake of everyone else, para wala mahambal ang ibang nga tao. If you think that you lose nothing every time you adjust for someone else's expectation of you, you're wrong. Because when you change who you are for someone else, you're actually hurting your growth as an individual. One day you'll just wake up not knowing who you are and what you want in life just because you got used to living to please someone else. When it's time to make decisions for yourself, you're finding it hard to break a mold you've been forced to fit. When you keep an image to please people, you create a version of yourself that doesn't truly reflect who you are. Instead, that image only serves everyone else but you. It's made to fit the expectations of other people, losing your own values in the process. Ang babae, dapat mahinhin. Hindi tunog ang boses. Hindi unag a text. Pa-hard to get na bala? Wala dapat tattoo. Wala arti sa lawas. And if you're not all of the above, ambalan ka pa nga. Bigaon, aggressive, maarte, side chick material, kag kung ano pa da. And of course, since there's an accompanying judgment, the usual response is to tiptoe around people even if it costs you your true self. May ara nga praktisado nga kadlaw, isipon ng minuto bago mag-reply. Sa sobra mo ka pa hard to get, wala ka na may nag-get, sis. Kung artista ka o kung public personality, gets ko nga syempre karir mo na eh. So, sure, you have a public persona and a private one. But if you filter yourself too much because you want other people to accept you, that is another story. When you focus too much on what other people would think of you, the only one losing here is you. You lose opportunities to grow and know who you really are. You lose yourself. What if I, for example, give in to everything the public wants me to be or to do? Is that still me? No, that's the mold the public shaped. So I say, if you don't like how I look, how I speak, how I act, then sis, you are free to unfollow. You will always be haunted with self-inflicted humiliation dialogues playing at the back of your head. Ano ayhan ang balon nila? Tsakto ni ayhan, ginaobra ko? Paano kung kadlawan ko nila? But the bigger question here is, why is it up to them to create standards for your life? when you are the only one to have to deal with the merits and consequences of your actions. In most Filipino families, balanta ang pressure nga kinahanglan taas ang grades, permi buot dapat, successful dapat, tanan obrahon para hindi lang mahuyan ang pamilya mo. Ang tipo na bilang agapangita ka palang obra pero ang chismis na sang nanay mo, successful ka kagdamo ka na kwarta para lang hindi lang sila mahuwian. Kung hindi man, utang pa nga utang, tapos ang ginutang mo nga para dapat sa pamilya mo, impambakal mo sang luho mo kay gusto mo makita sang iban nga tawo nga manggaranon ka. So now let's go back to changing who you are, just to please other people. If you want to have tattoos, or brightly colored hair, or even show off your legs or cleavage, do it. Get a tattoo if you truly believe in it. Color your hair if that makes you feel more beautiful. Get dressed and glam up if it boosts your confidence. Do it for you. Naman kinlalan pa ipa-approve sa pamilya mo? Do any of this really have anything to do with every single member of the family? If anything, it just shows that they have too much time to believe in misplaced negative associations with things that aren't supposed to be, but that's another story. Imagine na lang na balagasalasala sila kung ano man ang balon sa ibang nga tao. More than the improvement, growth, and development of their relationship with you as their child or sibling, or them choosing that over the fact that you are suffering, sucking it up in your own skin because you can't have the freedom to be yourself. Why do we squeeze ourselves in clothing that we don't feel comfortable with? For what? For people who have zero bearing on the prosperity of your life? Being yourself doesn't mean showing up in church in a bikini or attending an all-white party in neon pink kay feel mo lang. Remember that your line that separates your freedom of expression and being rude is when you deliberately step on someone else's toes just to express yourself. Girl, sa lahat na iya, consideration matters. Appropriateness matters. But it doesn't mean you should completely alter yourself to make everyone else sleep better at night. The voices of the people around you are not the word of God, so stop taking it as gospel. You should do what you do because you want to, not because your hand is forced by someone else. Wear clothes that make you feel more stunning. Wear clothes that make you feel more confident. Put on makeup for yourself. Live your life according to your own standards. When I put on makeup, I don't do it to try to be someone else I'm not. I don't do it to please people. I do it because it makes me happy. I do it because it allows me an avenue to express myself. I'm not here to please anyone, but that doesn't also mean that it's all just for me. Wala ako man balag na hando maging perfect sa mata sang mga tao. If anything, what I wish that my work reinforces a light in other people is to be brave and express themselves too. I hope it boosts the confidence of other people the same way that other creators have inspired mine. Just imagine how much potential we ruin just because we bend over backwards to fit someone else's standards. It's 2022, you do you. If it makes you a more happier and fuller person, by all means do that, so long that you're not intentionally stepping on someone else's toes. If people are offended of you being yourself, then that has nothing to do with you. In short, problema na nila. Pero iba na naman na iya kung you go out of your way para sakitan sila. Wag ganon. It can be hard to shake off unsolicited expectations, but it's not impossible. So if you find yourself in a position of doubting your decisions, ask yourself why. Is it because you don't want to? Or is it because someone else doesn't want it? Recognize projections. People usually project what they can't confront, so learn to recognize that. Kung ginambalan ka nga laway suksok mo, sometimes it doesn't mean it's true. Basi, tamaan lang gid ka self-conscious o kung insecure ang friend mo, she's projecting her void on you. Recognize it so you can call it out even for yourself. Take time to know yourself, what you want, how you prefer things, because it's the only way to set standards for yourself and for your life. Remember that without your standards, people will impose theirs. Say no. And if people try to force your hand to a decision you're uncomfortable with, say no. Stand up for yourself and embrace your truth. Sure, you may piss people off on the way, but the people who really love you will never make you choose between them or yourself. And if they do, choose you. Life is too short to be living under someone else's direction. Own who you are. And in moments that people make you question that, recognize if they're simply projecting their issues on you. And if they are, then know what you want. Know yourself. Only when you know yourself will you be able to stand up and say what you need. It's the only time you can say no. You have every right to be happy and to live a life you are proud of. Don't waste your time trying to be someone you're not. This is the 40th episode of this makeup therapy series, and if you like content such as this, please hit the like, the share, comment your thoughts down below, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!